Hello everyone, I'm Zhang Shimeng. In today's digital environment, content is everywhere, but attention is limited. This creates a highly competitive landscape where media companies must constantly fight to stay relevant. Today, we will be analyzing the Smart Local and its position with Singapore's digital media industry. Founded in 2012, the Smart Local is a Singapore-based lifestyle media company focused on food, travel, and local experience. It operates across its website and major social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. In terms of scale, it has over 1 million followers across social media platforms. Its website receives approximately 470,000 to 650,000 monthly visitors, and around 80% of its audience is based in Singapore. This indicates that the Smart Local has evolved into a high-reach, multi-platform digital media business rather than just a content publisher. However, its stronger reliance on the Singapore market also suggests limited geographic diversification, which may constrain long-term growth and scalability. The Smart Local operates within Singapore's digital media and advertising industry. According to Statista, Singapore's digital advertising market is valued at approximately 2.69 billion, reflecting a strong and growing commercial environment. At the same time, audience behavior is undergoing significant change. According to Data Reporter, users are increasingly consuming short-form video content on platforms such as TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. More importantly, this is a structural shift from brand-driven distribution to algorithm-driven visibility. Content is now discovered through platforms, not media brands, and trust is increasingly shifting to creators. This creates two key forces. Opportunity. Growth in digital advertising increases demand for branded content. Threat. Short-form video generates low CPMs and shorter attention cycles, reducing revenue efficiency. This leads to a key industry paradox. Content is abundant, but attention and monetization are limited. As a result, high reach does not necessarily translate into high revenue. For the Smart Local, this means its business model, which relies heavily on advertising and branded content, is increasingly under pressure. To sustain profitability, the Smart Local must move beyond pure content production and explore higher value and more diversified revenue streams, such as experiential content, brand series, and long-term partnerships, or deeper regional monetization strategies. Therefore, while the Smart Local has built strong audience reach and brand presence, it is now operating in highly competitive and structurally changing media environment. This sets the foundation for the next section on market dynamics.
Now I will analyze the Smart Local's market dynamics. At the beginning, TSL mainly shared content through a website using written articles. As the internet grew, social media platforms also changed. Now on YouTube, TSL has about 420,000 subscribers and its total yearly views are around 200 million. Its main focus is on in-depth video content, especially long-form videos. On TikTok, TSL has around 200,000 followers, with engagement rate about 2.76%. The content there is more young-focused and trendy. However, TSL still mainly focus on long videos, so it is more followers on YouTube. What makes TSL unique is content centers. On YouTube, it doesn't just create simple videos. The hosts are like part of the brand itself. So people are not just watching the content, they are watching the people. This is similar to the YouTube creators economy. Also, TSL makes its content more entertaining. For example, they create challenging videos, office series, and share daily life at the work. They also produce short skits and mini dramas. So they have many different types of the video. What's more, the main ways TSL makes money is through brand integration. They include as inside the story videos or trailing videos, so the audience doesn't feel like they are watching ads. Next, I will explain the key industry changes affecting the Smart Local. Firstly, the media industry is shifting from a traditional media company model to a content and advertising company. This means revenue is no longer based only on contents, but also on advertising, brand partnerships, and native content integration. In addition, content is increasingly driven by data, such as views, shares, and follower engagement, supported by AI and programmatic advertising. Secondly, short-form video is reshaping content dynamics. Platforms like TikTok, IG, and YouTube have become mainstream, and the user now prefer faster pace, authentic, and entertainment-focused content. As a result, the industry is moving from long-form content to short-form content with curated distribution, which directly impacts how the smart local produces and delivers its content. This is the video data of the TSL, YouTube, and TikTok. The smart local is no longer competing for content production, but for audience attention in a highly saturated digital environment. TSL is no longer just competing to produce content. Instead, it is striving to capture attention in a very crowded digital market. In the past, the question was, do we have content? But now, the question is, do people actually want to watch it? If TSL want to keep the critical content in the long run, the most important thing is understanding how to attract the audience and what kind of content they enjoy. So these exchanges are very important. TSL is now operating in what we call the attention economy. They have to produce content very frequently, adjust the content across different platforms, and compete not only with media companies, but also with individual creators. In the terms of profit impact, TSL has both opportunities and risks. On the positive side, it can generate more revenue through multiple platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, as well as brands partnership and native advertising. However, there are also challenges. Content products costs are increases due to the need for constant output, and the company is highly depends on platforms' algorithms, which makes traffic unpredictable. In addition, rising competitions can lead to low advertising view.
Hello guys, the Smart Local primarily targets young adults aged between 18 and 30 in Singapore who are highly active on digital platforms and social media. These users are not just passive viewers but active participants in digital culture, engaging with lifestyle, entertainment, and trend-driven content on a daily basis. And we can further divided this audience into two main segments. The first group is students and young users, typically aged between 18 and 25. They are heavy users of platforms such as TikTok and Instagram. And their content consumption is largely driven by trends and algorithms. They tend to look for affable activities, social experiences, and content that feels relatable and entertaining. The second group is young professionals aged between 25 and 35. Compared to students, they have a greater purchasing power and more likely to seek curated lifestyle content, such as recommendations for dining, leisure, and weekend activities. In terms of behavior, users show a strong preference for short-form video content, particularly on platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels. Their content discovery is large algorithm-driven rather than based on active searching. Additionally, users tend to trust influencer-led or pre-generated content more than traditional advertising, as it feels more authentic and personal. To support this, we conducted infomercial interviews with 2 young adults in Singapore. Most respondents indicated that they consume short-form content daily, especially during their free time, and rely on such content for both entertainment and discovering new places for activities. They also emphasize that authenticity and reliability are key factors that influence whether they engage with or share content. These customer segments are particularly valuable because they are generate high engagement and are highly responsive to digital content. Their strong social sharing behaviors also increases content visibility and contributes to organic reach. More importantly, their consumption habits and lifestyle spending make them highly attractive to advertisers and brand partnerships. Therefore, understanding these user segments is essential for evaluating how this smart local positions itself in the market and how it can further strengthen its connection with its audience.
Hello everyone, my name is Bao Yan, and I will explain the platform value proposition analysis. What problem does TSL solve? In an interview, founder Brian Choi shared his initial motivation for starting the business. Whilst traveling, he noticed that a great deal of content were written by travelers and a local perspective. He said local nature provides the most reliable advice. Consequently, he founded TSL to fill this gap, create a local lifestyle information platform written by Singaporeans. Singaporeans are faced with a vast amount of lifestyle information, food, events, travel, with recommendations everywhere, yet it's difficult to find truly relevant content. Have you even had this experience scrolling through recommendations only to find the oceans isn't even a Singaporean, or watching a few restaurant review videos only to discover upon arrival that it was an investment? There is a pain point for user information overload, low trust, and high discussion-making costs. Therefore, the core problem TSL solves is providing local lifestyle content written by Singaporean organization information and regression screening and verifying it, thereby reducing the discussion-making point for users. And so, what value does TSL create? Let's analyze this in terms of function and emotional value. First, let's look at the function value. TSL's core function lay in efficiency of information integration and filtering. First, content integration. TSL organizes local best information into easy-to-read lists, enable efficient search by content. And secondly, reducing discussion-making costs. Content is uploaded after being combined with local residents' experiences and undergoing rigorous review. This efficiently reduces the chance of travel and mistakes and shortens discussion-making time. Third, data-driven fiction selection. Through engaged survey, TSL aggregated valuable information and gather user performances, ensuring a more personalized experiences. And the data confirms this. In addition to function value, TSL also created emotion value. Firstly, a sense of identity and belonging. The content uploaded combines local characteristics with the experiences of locals, brimming with Singaporean human and local reference. Secondly, social interaction. TSL's trend topic give users something to share with their friends. Second, enjoyment and relaxation. TSL's short video and articles are light-hearted and easy to consume, perfect to scrolling through for a few moments on the MRT, meeting the demand for beachside entertainment. Next, is TSL's value proposition different? The answer is yes. Its core standardized in location, scale, and a brand network. First, local trust. All content is written by Singaporeans from a local style, local story, and highlighting Singapore's unique characteristics. This platform sets itself apart only on traffic. Compared to platform built on pure chapter, it's trusted more by Singaporeans. Topics are selected based on data and research, such as chapter analysis and survivals, making the proposition more systematic than that of individuals, bloggers. Discussions on what to write and how to write it are driven by data. This ensures that content is close with user needs. With 8 brands under its umbrella, the platform has expanded from a single lifestyle information site into a medium group. This scale gives it a competitor engaged. So is this differentiation defensible? It's easy for competitors to reflect it. My conclusion is it's partly defensible, but there are clearly risks. Let's first look at the defensible aspect. Brand trust TSL's great barrier. It has been over a descended building brand image centered on local verification. Users choose TSL not because of any single pieces of content, but because they trust the brand. This trust required long-term, and it's difficult to apply it in short-term. Furthermore, its data competitor and skill adventures. 200 employees and 8 brands are also difficult for individual bloggers to match. However, TSL also faced significant risks. Firstly, its content formats are replicable. Its primary content format, image, short video, and artificials are easily imitated. Competitors such as SGAG can rapidly replicate this content, leading to commoditization. Secondly, there are lack of emotional user loyalty. TSL artists as a genuine lifestyle assistant with user typical engaging on a user and live basis. When users has deeper need in space nature, they may turn to vector focused information. Third, there's platform dependence. TSL also rely on platforms like TikTok and Instagram for terrific Any change in this platform can affect its traffic. Therefore, TSL's truly competitors barriers lies not what content is product, but in why users trust the brand. Content may be replicable, but the brand trust built up over a decade is difficult to replicate. Value proposition of TSL is curious to clearly is over local lifestyle content written by Singaporean, helping users make informed choices with minimal time and effort. TSL is partly commodity tested. Its pure differentiator remains brand trust, which can be for commodity tested. Some users choose TSL because of this brand trust rather than for individual pieces of content. TSL marketer position mass marketer content platform. TSL's target audience comprises all Singaporeans. Ensure essentially broad content coverage. Content is provided free of charge as the platform's massive user base enables it to rely on advertising revenue. TSL's position in the mass market offers the following advantages. Its content focuses on skill, positions itself as a comprehensive life assistant with wide range coverage. This is its strength with exceptionally reached. It's achieved a massive user base and possesses significant advertising potential. This disadvantage is that user emotional engagement is not as strong as at vertical or index content brands.
So for the next part, I will introduce the competitor analysis for the Smart Local. TSL operates in a competitive digital media landscape in Singapore. Its competitors can be grouped into three categories: entertainment platforms like SGAG, content platforms like Rice Media, and creators on TikTok. Importantly, TSL is no longer just competing with companies, but also with creators for attention. If we compare them, each competitor actually has a very clear strength. SGAG is really strong in viral and entertaining content, especially among younger audience. Rice Media focus more on deep and thought-provoking content, but it tends to appeal to a smaller niche group. TikTok creators, on the other hand, are extremely strong in engagement, mainly because of short-form videos and algorithm-driven content. So where does TSL stand? It's kind of sitting in the middle, balancing entertainment with useful lifestyle content. This helps it reach a wider audience, but at the same time, it may not stand out as strongly. So this positioning map helps us visualize that a bit better. On one side, we have SGAG and TikTok creators, which are more entertainment focused and reach a mass audience. On the other hand, Rice Media is more informational, but targets its more niche audience. TSL sits somewhere in between. It combines both entertainment and information, and still reaches a relatively broad audience. I think this is actually a strategic middle position. It's beneficial because it gives TSL broad appeal, but at the same time, it also creates a challenge, which is weaker differentiation compared to competitors. So based on all this, the key insight is that the market is shifting from a media-driven model to a creator-driven ecosystem. What this means is that competition today is no longer just about content quality, but really about attention. And platforms like TikTok are playing a huge role in this shift. For TSL, this creates some clear challenges, like losing user attention and even advertising revenue to creators. But at the same time, there are also opportunities. For example, TSL can combine its professional content with a more creator-style approach, and also leverage its brand credibility. So overall, TSL is no longer just competing with media companies, but with creators in an attention-driven market, and this leads directly to our recommendations.
everyone, now I want to talk about our key instance and recommendation for. First, our main idea is very simple. The small local already had many views and many users, but now the problem is getting more view. The real problem is how to turn a view into real values. For example, how to make a user stay longer, how to make their come back again, and how to make money from there. Today, people in Singapore use money in social media platform, and they watch TikTok and YouTube alone. This means attention is very scarce. So the small local is only competing with many companies, but also with influencer and algorithms. If the company only focus on the view, it will be hard to grow in the future. So the key idea is build a signaling and not just content. Okay, next. Now I will talk about 3 recommendations. First, you use short video to bring people to YouTube. For example, use TikTok and Instagram Reel to attract user and group there to YouTube for long video. Short video bring attention. Long video bring trust. Second, build a community. For example, use WhatsApp or Telegram group. User can show idea, vote, and just discussion. The make user feel involved, not just watching, so they will come back more often. Third, adapt business values to content. For example, when recommendation food or travel, the company can adapt link to buy tickets and pockets. It's help the company earn money, not only from this. Okay, finally, I will explain the plan. In the first 13 days, the company should build a simple signaling and choose some key topics. In the next 13 days, they should tap a contact and community idea. In the last 30 days, they should focus on the what works best. Also, we need to make sure result not only view, but also how many people said and share content, how long their watch video, how many people returned, and how much money is granted. In conclusion, the growth is no much view, but better user and stronger values. Thank you.